All right, so welcome back to of Help Don't Hurt an Addiction Talks podcast. This week it is just me, your host, August, and today we have one of my sister's great friends, Cody, to come on to talk with us. Hi, Cody.
What's up?
Today's going to be a bit of like not a rough episode, but a pretty deep episode. We're going to be talking about addiction and grief. How are you feeling about that today?
Like I know for a fact it's gonna be like a rough one, but
Yeah.
gotta talk about it.
Yeah, I don't think there's any good way to talk about it, but I mean, I think it's good that we've both kind of been through the same thing. So, like, no matter what we're going to talk about, neither of us is going to be like, oh, that's weird, because we've both been through every single type of grief and addiction at the same time.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I don't know, just like weird. Like for example, like when other addicts judge another addict for something that they did. Like, bro,
Yeah.
we're all addicts.
Yeah, I know a lot of people, like, they fucking judged me for relapsing in my grief, like, knowing that I was an addict. And I was like, I mean, I'm not going to say that's a good reason, but it's a pretty fucking solid one if you ask me. Like, you kind of should have
Yeah, no,
expected it.
yeah, for sure. It's like because with obviously like with Logan's death, like I was
Hmm.
already like over a year sober when he
Yeah.
passed away. But like I had another friend senior year, yeah, senior year of high school, who passed away during like a drunk driving. And
Uh,
normally like people would like stop drinking,
mm-hmm.
or being reckless, but me, I was like, nah, fuck that. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do exactly what he was doing, being a piece of shit about it.
I think sometimes addicts take deaths as like, oh, I'm better than that. That's not going to happen to me. A lot of addicts think they're invincible and they're like, oh, they must have done something wrong. Like, I can do it better and not die. But then it hits you like too close and you're like, oh no, it can happen to anybody.
Oh no, oh my god, when so like senior year, like I was 18, and like for obvious reasons I shouldn't have been drinking, but obviously at like 18, because of that, like I was like Ricky Bobby drunk, like
Mm-hmm.
being able to know where I was at drunk and not remembering how I got from a party or hanging out with some friends, and then
Yeah.
coming back home and be like, how the fuck did I get here? You
I,
know?
yeah, I know that was what me and Ryan were talking about in our podcast episode last time was she was like, I know exactly how to drunk drive perfectly. Like she was trying to teach me because I
No,
wasn't a
I
drinker.
remember hearing about that.
I
No,
know.
I remember she said that. I was like, God damn it.
That's like such an
Fucking
alcoholic
felt
thing to
bad.
think.
Oh, dude. And when you try to like tell people that, they just kind of like look at you all weird and everything. They're like, "You did what?" And
Yeah, you're like, oh, I
it's
know
like,
how to do it. And you're like, oh, that's not a flex.
no, I always have to tell people like, I'm not trying to flex this or anything, but you see those fucking back roads. Because at the time I was
Right.
living in Topeka, Kansas, I was like, you see those back roads at Topeka, Kansas? I fucking know them by the fucking back of my head, drunk as shit.
Yep. That's how it is in Tucson too. Like we used to party in the middle of the desert and people would be able to
Oh
navigate the
shit.
middle of the desert like drunk and get home like from a bonfire in the middle of the dark. And you're like, "Oh, that's not good to do at 17 years old." But that's how addicts start. I don't know an addict who hasn't started like at least younger than 14.
Oh, dude, like talking about like age, like starting young. Like I was already 12, like
Mhm.
drinking maybe like one or two beers with my brothers, like
Mhm.
thinking that was like a normal thing to do. Or like getting drunk and be like, oh, this is cool as fuck.
Yeah.
Like
This
this should be normal. But looking back at it now, I'm like, I should probably just stay 12, fucking
Mhm.
watching WWE and you know
Yeah.
what other 12-year-olds should be doing.
I know looking at my cousins and even my kids, like seeing how young they were and like seeing the things that I went through at their age, I was like, oh, I was literally like a baby. I was such a child, and I could not imagine them going through the same thing. It's so wild.
no, dude, that's I know what you mean because like I have two little siblings and
Mm-hmm.
like just the thought of them even like touching like a sip of alcohol, you know? And I'm not saying like, oh, I want them to just be straight edge, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because like in the end, I can't tell them what to do, and
Mm-hmm.
also they might not be like me. You know, they can be
Yeah.
a normie who can get drunk once a month, and they're like, all right,
Yeah.
once a month is fine for me. You
Mm-hmm.
know, but I'm like thinking back in my head, like terrified that like I don't want them to be like me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So, oh, that was gonna get into my next thing was before we get into, the bad stuff, or not the bad stuff, but the deep shit. Do you want to talk about a little bit about like your how you got into being an addict? Like what was your story like? And so to give us little how we got into our grief and stuff.
Um, I would say like you want me to start from just like the typical speaker meeting.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I don't know. Like childhood was like cool and all. You know,
Mhm.
like it was a mix. You know, because I lived here. I was born here in Wichita. You know, all the way till like probably 2010. You know, parents get divorced. Not divorced, but like separated. You know,
Mhm.
and that's just kind of when like my road kept crashing down and down and down and down. You know, like
Yeah.
kept we moved into my aunt's house in Oklahoma, and then I mean life got pretty cool when we moved to my grandma's house. You know,
Mhm.
because I could never do wrong with my grandma. You know
Right.
what I mean?
That's how it was with
Like
us too.
like my fucking like I could kill somebody, and my grandma would be like, no,
Mhm.
Cody didn't do that. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
You know, gaslight other people.
my mom's mom was like that. I remember her having to go pick up my cousin who was like definitely doing drug deals. She had to go pick him up naked in the trunk of a car once. And she was like, "It was just a bad date. His date did this." And we were like, "No, Sarah. That was not what happened." Yeah, like none of her
For
kids could
real.
ever do wrong.
But you know, I mean, like I don't know, it was bad and what it wasn't that bad, you know, like I could be like, oh, it was horrible.
Yeah.
But I mean like there were parts where like it was horrible, you know what I mean? Like I'd
Mhm.
gone through abuse of, you know, psychological and physical abuse, you know,
Mhm.
like by the hands of my like it sounds so embarrassing to say, but like I used to get beat the fuck out of by my little cousin. And keep in mind this dude was like cornbread like fed, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he lived in like in Oklahoma. He's like, God damn, you know. And I was a skinny little dude, so like every opportunity, just bam, bam, bam.
Yeah.
But you know, and also like my aunt was an addict, so like
Right.
just yelling was just normal up there. You know, throwing pill bottles,
Mhm.
you know, at me and my mom and whatnot. But um, it was, you know, after that, you know, we moved down to Topeka, you know, everything was fine, typical middle class kind of lifestyle. Then parents get divorced, you know, and then around my sophomore year, my my mom passed away.
Oh God, I didn't know that. I'm so
So like
sorry.
no, you're good. She was sick for like her whole life, you know, due to like alpha one, you know, which is like an immune system, like immune disease,
Mhm.
you know, like affects your lungs and whatnot. So like after when that happened, that's when I wanted to start like basically numbing myself.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like at 15, you know, I don't think anybody should go through that. I don't think anybody should go through that like no matter what age. You know,
Right.
like it sucks. Like it's one of the worst things ever.
Yeah,
And
kids
then
are not supposed to
obviously,
bury their parents ever.
no. And then that's what like sucks, like I shouldn't, at 15 and on now, like I shouldn't be having to like carry around my mom's ashes every time I move. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Yeah.
Like that should have been something like when I'm at like 40,
Yeah.
or 50.
Mm-hmm.
But, obviously other than like drinking, getting drunk, with family members, and this is not me just like shit talking on them, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
it's like they thought that was normal too.
Yeah.
But when my mom passed away, um, that's when like it was during like the Xanax days,
Yeah. We called it the Zandemic over here.
the Xanax, yes,
Mm-hmm.
so that's like it was around like 2017, so I think this is like the peak of it,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
and I was like, fuck it, like I didn't even go like how most people go from weed straight to Xanax, like I went just head first,
Yeah.
with Xanax, and it wasn't like I was just constantly just taking them to do it. Like I probably did it like a couple times, and I was like, there's like that guilt of my mom,
Mm-hmm.
you know, be like, oh shit, like I shouldn't really be doing this, but like obviously being a teenager, like this fucking generation, I'm gonna be smoking weed.
And no one really knows how to help a kid. I mean, going through it with my son when my husband passed away and that was his dad. I don't know how to help a child cope with the loss of their parent, and especially when you're that age where you can like make decisions for yourself. I don't want to say that the adults around you failed because like that's really bad to say, but I'm pretty sure they were panicked. They don't know how to like help a kid cope like that, and they were just trying to do it the way that they knew.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I wouldn't say like my dad failed, or my
Mhm.
stepmom failed, but there were times like that it could have been better to help
Yeah.
me grieve.
Of
Like
course.
I had a lot of lash outs,
Mhm.
because around like so like it happened in the summer. There was like it happened in July leading up to like sophomore year, so
Mhm.
then till I say about like the second semester, after winter break, that's when I kind of just like calmed down a little bit. But like that whole like first semester of my sophomore year, like I was just lashing out.
Yeah.
I was like having all like these rage. Like I wouldn't necessarily say uh like those kids from like the world's strictest parents.
Yep.
Like I wasn't lashing out on like that, because like I was still, scared of my dad, you know,
Yeah.
to like do anything like that. But like I still had like those like I fucking cringe at these moments now, but like I used to just like go outside and just start fucking breaking shit that like really wasn't affecting the house, but like
Mhm.
obviously making a lot of fucking noise in the middle of the night. And here comes my dad, like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
You
You just
know?
to get anger out, but you didn't want to get his anger out either.
Oh no, yeah, no, because like keep it 100 with you, like I was scared of my dad,
Yeah. I
So
still
like I
am.
didn't want to fucking break something in the house, be like, all right, dude, you're in the fucking military school, like hold the fuck on, dude.
Yeah.
No, so like I just didn't want to like lash out on that where like my dad didn't know what to do, or my stepmom wanted to do. And then like I just had like my baby brother was just born. So like
They had
I
a
didn't
lot
want
to
to
take
cause
care of.
too stress. Yeah. I mean even like my dad admitted one time like because of my like baby brother being born, like there wasn't he didn't really have time. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? To help like that.
Yeah.
And back then I was like, well, what the fuck,
Mhm.
Like what? So I'm not important anymore.
Yeah.
And I think that's just because of like how my mindset was because of everything that was going on.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But junior year came by, like I was just your typical, party person, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I would just smoke weed and drink, and it wasn't even like fun whenever I was drinking, like I'll be the one who gets too fucked up
Mhm.
and having to hear all these stories like, oh fuck, did I really do that?
Mhm.
Like I got told like I was just puking everywhere in the bathroom,
Yeah.
and then I
Been
wake up
there.
to like fucking puke right next to my face and it's covered up with the fucking towel and I was just like, fuck that shit and
Mhm.
just left and then I had this poor girl's mom fucking clean it up and I'm like, sorry.
Yeah.
It's so fucking embarrassing, but like with that mindset you're just like thinking like, now do it again.
Mhm.
The fuck?
Yeah, I think
But
that's also part of addiction is like you keep doing it to either drown out the embarrassment of what you did or like, oh, now I know not to do that, but then you're going to go just as hard and do it again.
oh exactly. Like at the end, like at the end of the day, like I didn't really care. You know what I mean? Because like,
Mhm.
I like this is such like a weird correlation, but it's such a real correlation. Like I got into like more into like punk rock. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And so I was influenced by that. Like
Yeah.
I'm going to get fucked up. I want to be rowdy. I want to do this and that. That's like where my brain was at. For a while. And then COVID hit. I was a senior when COVID hit,
Mhm.
and so we were all locked down and whatnot. Like I graduated like a semester early, so I was like, well, I ain't got to go to school
Yep.
anymore. There's nothing else to do. And then that's when in Topeka, that's when everybody started getting Xanax. You know,
Mhm.
and it was really fucking popping there. Like we were getting like I was getting like checks from my job at the time still, and I was like, well, you know what? I got $500. I'm going to buy like a fucking Ziploc bag of
Mhm.
just probably like 10 or 15 pills,
Cuz what else is there to
and
do?
then yeah, like what the fuck, like I'm not outside, I could do my own fucking like lean inside
Mhm.
my room, and I was seeing this one girl, uh, and we were both like really fucked up on pills, typical shit,
Mhm.
like we would just fucking buy ounces and just buy as many like the storage um like what they keep like the swishers like the whole box,
Yeah.
you know, and let's see how many you can smoke in one night, you know.
Mhm.
And like really thinking about it, like that's fucking sick. Like not in like a good way sick, like a
Yeah.
disgusting
Did you
sick,
guys ever get was your stuff laced as bad as it was over here? Because we're really close to the border, so fentanyl hit so bad because it was so easy to put it in everything.
Like it was like drug dealers here, like we're not here in Wichita. I don't fucking know drug dealers here. Like I came here sober,
Yeah.
but in Topeka, like they just want the profit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like they're not even good drug dealers. All right, and I'm not saying drug dealers are good, but
They don't know how to do work good.
no, exactly. Like it's like that 21 Savage line, like my crack sells, your crack kills. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like
Yeah.
like, do you want me to come back or not? All right, like be real, homie.
Yeah.
But like I would just constantly get fucked up, but then I like had to grow up because around that time, like a lot of like internal like household shit was going on,
Mhm. Yeah.
like a lot of clashing with the heads because like I was at my house all the time, you know what I mean? So me and my stepmom kind of like would get into it, and it's such like that typical stepmom and stepson bullshit,
Mhm.
like fuck you, blah 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 blah, like you're not my real mom, yada
Yeah.
yada yada. But I never said that to her because like I fuck with her. Shout out to Megan. All right, I love her. All right, but like I had to grow up a little bit just to like move out, So like I had to stop doing like anything that would show up in a piss test.
Mhm.
for a while, but like even then, I was still like, once I got the job, I was like, all right, we're smoking some fucking blunts again, you know.
Yeah.
I got so desperate for fucking pills. I was taking my ex at the time, like I was started taking her fucking period cramp pills, like the pain medication, you
That's
know.
pretty desperate. I used to do I used to do like bottles of like the Benadryl, like robo tripping.
Oh fuck no! I was scared.
Yeah, that no, it was not
Hell
fun.
no.
It was not fun. And that's like a big thing out here again is everyone wants to do like Benadryl and triple C's because they can't they're too scared to do fentanyl, but they want to get high somehow. And it's like I want to say it's like just as worse.
Like I'm not trying to see fucking spiders everywhere. Like the fuck?
Yeah, it's bad.
Like I don't want to see the fucking hat man. Like get the fuck out of here, bro. Like you
Yeah.
invited you. Like get
Yep.
the fuck. Like
It's
if you're gonna be a
so
drug addict, be a drug addict. All right, go home or go big.
yeah, that's a
All
lot of
right.
what like working in the behavioral health field, like a lot of my kids do that and I'm like, all right, I don't want to say like, come on, just suck it up and do something, but it's just it's so there's no point in that high. And it's
Like it's
not
not.
yeah. It doesn't even and
Like
I
you're
would
just
do it
scaring yourself.
yeah, I would do it to try to like cover up the withdrawal of something else and it would just make me anxious and withdrawing. I'm like, "Oh, now I see the Hat Man and he's telling me that my withdrawals are going to get worse." Great. Like
Great.
like
I got this
awesome.
fucking fortune teller
Yeah,
telling me shit that I don't want to fucking hear.
he's sitting in the corner. He's like, "You're going to throw up in 30 minutes." And I'm like,
Being
"Oh,
a little
good."
fucking shadow cuck. The fuck?
Yeah.
God damn. But like, oh, and then being desperate too. Like, I was like drinking fucking Nyquil because
Yeah.
at the time, like, I'm not fucking buying $500. Like, I bought it once, but that was like a bullshit high. But like,
Mhm.
because I was drinking, like, I called it the poor man's lean. You know.
Oh, yeah.
At that time though, too, like a lot of shit was just happening, and then I would say that like not to try to make it dark, you know, but like obviously like for my drugs, like it was like my golden ticket, you know,
Mhm.
to die,
Yeah.
you know, because I knew the effects of it, and I mean like every addict knows the effects of doing drugs, but you know,
Yeah.
like
You
I
just
feel
don't
like
think it's
most
going to
just
happen
like
to you.
yeah, and like for me it was like I want this, you know,
Mhm.
like I'm calling it because at the time like I didn't see a point to live without my mom. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Mhm. That's where I
So like
was.
there were times with like I tried to take as many Xanax as I want, you know, but like at the same time I couldn't do it. You know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
because I had like fucking dyed hair and whatnot, and I'm not trying to get called a fucking little Pete wannabe.
Yeah. Yeah, that
You
was
know
a
what I
big
mean?
thing out here is everyone was copying him and I mean he died out here in Tucson, so everybody out here was trying to like go to the rock and they were dyeing their hair and they were getting the tattoos and they were trying to like, do everything that he did at whenever the his documentary came out. I remember they had to kick us
Oh
all out of the
yeah.
theater because it smelled so bad of like fentanyl and weed. And it was just like that should teach you. I mean, the documentary had pictures of his mom over his casket. Like, what
Yeah,
makes
over
you
his
want to
dead
be that?
body. Yeah.
Yeah, like no one wants to see that.
I don't know. That's why, like, I had to really distance. Like, this is such a side note, but like, that's why I had to distance myself from his music. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh, I
Because like,
mean,
a lot of his fans are just like,
yeah, a lot of. I mean, I have a bunch of his tattoos. Me and my husband were like, he unofficially looked like him. Like he didn't try, but we would get it everywhere. And we had like one of my face tattoos is like one of his songs and it's like my lucky number. It's for the song 19. And like I remember
that's such a beautiful song. I don't care what anybody
honest
says.
it's such a good song, dude. And I see that number. Okay, side note, I just got a car, right? And I got it from an auction and they write the auction number on like the door and the fucking auction number was 19 and it was written in Roman numerals like my tattoo.
Fucking dope.
Yeah, and
Hell yeah.
so like my cousin was like, "Do you want me to erase it?" And I was like, "Fuck, no I don't." That is like If that's not a sign, I don't know what is. So, but yeah, like I could not listen to his music for the first like 6 months after Sean passed away because I was already deep in it. Like I had lost my apartment and my mom took my son because she was like, "You do what you need to do." And I was like sleeping in tunnels and like blasting his music, and I was like, "This is just gonna get me worse." Like I can't, I couldn't be in the even the Instagram pages of his fans because they were all still trying to be like him, and I just knew if I kept on that path, it was gonna lead me way worse.
Oh yeah, no, and that's like how it was for me. Like I don't know. I feel like that music, low key, I would say high key, kind of influenced people
Oh,
to
100%.
start using.
Yeah, 100%.
But anyways, like I knew like the golden ticket was there. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Was there to pass away because like what's the point? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And didn't see, I didn't really like see a future because like my mom was my best friend. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And so there was like one night where doing the Portman's lean, I was like, fuck it, whatever happens, happens. And like obviously like I got NyQuil drunk, but like I just kept on pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. And then I was like, all right, this is it, you know? And then I
Yeah.
woke up, I was like, motherfucker,
Oh,
you
that's
know?
honestly the worst when you're like ready and then you go to sleep and you're like, "All right," and then you wake up.
Oh, it's like that makes you feel like a low, like at least for me, it made me feel like a failure. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, fuck, I can't even kill myself, right? What the fuck?
Yeah.
You know, but um, yeah, no, and there was like, I just found that golden ticket for that. You know what I mean?
Mhm. So, were you when Logan, right? That's his name?
Do what?
Wait, Logan's his name, right?
Yeah, Logan was his name.
So, were you sober whenever he passed away?
Yeah, I was sober.
How did that How was that? Did you ever have like a idea to relapse or like how did you do it in sobriety? Because that was my immediate thought. Like as soon as they told me he wasn't coming back, like I left the hospital and went to my dealer.
So I obviously have found out the news just like scrolling through Facebook, you know, and that's the worst part about it, you know, because I saw my friend post about it. I'm like, you know, and I took me and my nephew were getting a haircut, you know,
Mhm.
that's like one of our bonding times. I found it while he was getting his haircut, and I was like, what the fuck? And my barber and him were like, what? I was like, my friend just passed away, you know,
Mhm.
and like I had to call my friend and be like, are you fucking for real?
Yeah.
But because of like back to like your question, it was just like I wanted to relapse, but I didn't want to go back to drugs, you know?
Mhm.
Like I didn't want to be like that again.
Yeah.
So like at the time I was like thinking like, oh, I'm gonna go to Quick Trip. You know,
Yeah,
like I'm
you
gonna
like
go to Quick
already
Trip,
have
I'm
a
gonna get a buzz
plan.
ball.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I wanna go get a buzz ball, I might get two buzz balls, you know, like if I'm feeling like I think I need this. But then I did that like because I saw the John Goodman interview he did about sobriety.
Mm.
Other than calling somebody, you wait hours, you know. And then I just kept on pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. Like the more that I pushed, like to like the plan, it was just like I'm being selfish right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you give yourself time.
My friend Logan has tried so many attempts to get sober. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
like he would just message me out the blue, you know, and he'd be like, "Hey man, I'm like 30 days sober,"
Yeah.
or like, "Hey, I just got my," or like, "I relapsed again," you know,
Mhm.
and like, or like, "I relapsed really bad this time," and I couldn't do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're like making the
Like, how
pain
fucked
about
up of a person
yourself.
am I?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that would make me a fucked up person to even think about doing that.
Yeah. So Sean didn't pass away necessarily from drugs. We had relapse when he got out of prison, maybe a couple months after my birthday that year. And
Mm-hmm.
then after a while, like we just kept talking about how, because we had known each other since we were 13, and we were like on and off because we just couldn't stay sober and like he couldn't stay out of jail. And this was the time where like we had been together and like out of trouble for like a year. So we had gotten sober. We were maybe like 90 days. And then I think we had forgotten that like Xanax, because that was one of his biggest things. Um, there's like a delay in the withdrawals. And that's where you can get seizures and you can get, brain damage. And he had just gotten back to work and he had a seizure at work and he hit his head and he hemorrhaged. Um, and like we had just had a conversation that night where he was like, I feel like we can do it this time. Like this is everything that I want. And I had only relapsed that last time for, what was it? He died in June, so until September. And I just kept, I think I was talking to his mom or his brother where they were just like, talking about how badly he just wanted to be sober and how like now he is. Like he didn't have any demons anymore. And it was the same thing. Like I was like, I just made his entire like life about me because now everyone's worried about me and how I'm dealing with it instead of being able to grieve and mourn him. And I was like, he wouldn't want this. He wouldn't want to see me using just because of him. He would want me to get better because of him. And
Yeah.
he doesn't deserve to watch his kids like with someone else instead of me because like that's everything that we talked about. And I don't know what anybody wants to say, but addiction is always selfish. You always make anything and everything that you should make better about yourself and just like drown it.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with that. Like addiction is selfish. Like I didn't care if I was hurting my family, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? I was hurting myself. I didn't care if I was like doing if I fucking was taking your money. Like I didn't give a fuck. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? I didn't care that like I was like if I went through your fucking medicine cabinet and found pills.
Yeah.
I didn't give a fuck. And
Yeah.
that's selfish, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I know I like and then even then it just turns you into such a different person. I know even looking back on the things I can remember from it, I cringe so bad. And even talking to my sister, who is probably knows me the best out of everyone, obviously, and she always just warns me. She's like, "I'm gonna beat the shit out of you if you ever relapse because the person that you are now, like, I am such a selfless person. I give so much, and I love doing things for other people. Like, that's the whole part of my job is I like sacrifice
Yeah.
my mental health and everything to help other people, and
It's that act of service,
yeah,
you know?
and that's the best thing that keeps me sober. Like I am such a down bad addict that like the first time I relapsed when he got out of prison, I he had just talked about it in the bathroom and then I was like, "All right, let's go." Like I'm so bad at keeping myself sober without like acts of service. And so I made it my entire life. And it's rewarding and I love my job and I love helping kids, but it's still I mean like that addict part of me is still selfish where like I'm still doing it for me, but it's such different when I'm in addiction because I'm so selfish. Like I don't care about literally anything else. I mean, I let my like when the moment my mom was like, "Okay, I'm going to take Flynn." I was like, "Okay, that's the perfect chance for me to get out and like go use." Like I did that, which is not me at all. And like looking
Yeah.
back, like that's how bad addiction is. And grief just like mixed together is not, it's such a bad poison.
It's like when like I'm just kind of used to it, like loss
Yeah.
and grief, and I would use that selfishness. Like I think the last time that like I started drinking after a loss was after my grandpa. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And there wasn't like a fighting chance with him. Like it was just like one week he's sick, another week he's gone. You know what I mean? Because of that selfishness, like I just went on like a whole ass like binge drinking,
Mhm.
because of it and ghosting my family, from my dad's side.
Yeah,
And
there's no right or wrong way to grieve, but it's just it's harder I think when you're in that mind space where you want to make it about you but you can't because it's about somebody else. Like it's frustrating almost. like to
Oh yeah,
pick
like
pick a
you have
side.
to find a way to make it yourself
Mhm.
about you. There's no ifs or buts about it. Like it's like yeah, this affects us all, but I'm gonna make it about me.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like I'm gonna because you guys are because this happened and I get it. Everybody else is upset about it, but I'm gonna make you guys worry about me.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know?
that's definitely how I felt. Like I know my grandmother passed away July of last year, and it was the same thing. Like she was such a brilliant, smart woman, and it just came out of nowhere last December, and within by July she was gone, and it was just so like difficult. And I'm not gonna lie, I thought about it, but I had I looked at what happened last time, and I get about myself, and so I did the same thing. I just kept waiting. Like I didn't do anything for an hour, and then I would wait another hour of not doing anything, and then slowly, you start getting that like this is selfish. This is you're making every idea that you're having in your head is literally about you. When
Yeah,
my dad lost his mother and my grandfather lost his wife, like this is not, yeah, she was my grandmother, and like eventually that was going to happen. Like that's what you do as adults, but there's other people that should their mourning and their grief should come first.
yeah, like
And not to say like grief can't be about you, but you can't make everybody else's grief about you.
oh yeah, no, like when my mom passed away, like it affected us all. You know what I mean? Like it
Yeah.
affected my siblings, and then and so I couldn't be like the only one hurt about it.
Yeah.
You know, but they give me like that like reasoning. Oh, well, it happened to you so young, but also at the same time, I'm like, but like I took that as my advantage. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I
So I was like,
definitely
oh
did.
yeah, this did happen to me so young. So I'm gonna do what I
Yeah.
want.
Yeah, every time I tell people that I lost my husband and I'm only 28, people are like, "Oh my God." And I'm like, "Yeah, like I was definitely using it, and like how long I'd known him and like his family, I was definitely using it to my advantage, and like letting people realize like it was okay for me to relapse. It was okay for me to be using right now." But
And that's how I like was too. Like, well, I'm drinking because I miss my mom.
exactly.
You know, or I'm doing fucking lines because I miss my mom. You know what?
Mhm.
I'm fucking up for 2 days because I miss my mom. So what are you gonna say, you piece of shit? You shouldn't be doing this. I would just like look at them with the most disgusted face and be like, fuck do you know? You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah, I lost so many friends whenever Sean passed because they'd be like, "Well, I lost a friend." I'd be like, "Oh, fuck you. I lost my husband." Like, what the fuck? Like, let's be for real. I know him the best. Like, come on. There was only a couple
Yeah.
people that would come to me and like try to tell me that, and it was like one of his fucking ex-girlfriends from like when he was like 15 tried to be like, "Oh, I miss him more." And I was like, "Bitch, the fuck you do." But okay, you miss
bitch,
him? Sure.
bitch, hold my earrings real
Yeah.
quick. All right.
But like his friends and everything, it was just they had known him just as long as me, and like there was no point in, but I was that selfish freaking addict where like it's all about me right now, and it's just not, I don't know, like I regret it, but I think it a lot of the grief and my addiction, I wouldn't be here without it, and I'm genuinely like a 180, but I mean it's still there obviously, and I still have my days where I'm like fuck you for leaving. If I don't think if I went as hard as I did, I wouldn't have ever gotten sober
Yeah,
and like
no,
stayed
like
sober.
it's so weird to say this, but like I'm glad that I went through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like it was all like that domino effect. If I didn't lose my mom, then I wouldn't be using.
Mhm.
Then because of my using and alcohol, I wouldn't have gone to rehab. You know,
Mhm.
and then if I wouldn't have gone to rehab, I wouldn't have lived in KC. You know,
Mhm.
get kicked out of KC, live with my dad, and then text my sister like, "Can I live with you?"
Yeah.
And because of that, like I have like a 180 life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's why it's so important that I say every addict has to hit a rock bottom. And I think the first time I
Oh,
got
for sure.
sober, yeah, I think the first time I got sober I was 21, and then I had Flynn, and I was like I started working the job that I did. I got my own apartment, but I never truly hit rock bottom. Like I was living with an ex-boyfriend at the time and in a nice house, and like he was abusive and it was really bad, but I was still like maintaining a job and like had a car and life was pretty okay. And I was kind of just done, and I texted my mom and she took me to rehab and it was fine. But I never truly had that moment where like I have nothing. As much as I never want to say that I'm happy that Sean died, but like the way that I handled everything else, I'm happy that it happened when it did, because like the day that I woke up and decided to go to rehab, I was at my dealer's house and I went outside to go smoke and I overdosed at a bus stop. And like the paramedics were like, "Do you want me to call anybody?" And I had no one. And I like would just walk back to my dealer's house of all people, and I was like, "This is shit." I
It's like that wake up call.
yeah, like I couldn't call Sean. I couldn't call his parents. I couldn't. My mom was on a cruise, which great for her because she needed to get away from me. And Ryan was in Kansas, and I think my dad was at the time because that's what he did for work. That's what he does for work. What else was I supposed to do? And I think every addict, they need to go through that, and every grieving person needs to go through something where like they have to realize that their life has to change. They can't sit in their grief forever. They can sit in it
For
and like
sure.
deal with it, but like I couldn't sit there forever because it's gonna sound horrible, but he's not coming back. And
Like I have to tell myself about like now like it's gonna be like 9 years for at least for my mom, you know.
yeah.
I accepted it like
Mhm.
probably like the 5th year in,
Yeah.
you know, obviously because like 5 years in, like if I'm still in denial, like
Right.
I'm gonna like I should probably seek, you know, more
Mhm.
help than just my therapy,
Yeah.
you know. But I have to keep telling myself like even with Logan, you know, like I'm not gonna get like those random 2 o'clock in the morning texts, you know,
Mhm.
like what's up, bro, or like him like when I know he relapsed because he would just start like getting mad about shit. Like
Yeah.
this dude got mad because someone else in our like I wasn't really friends with this other dude, but like in the same group of people that
Mhm.
I knew, they because I mean like Logan made music, right?
Mhm.
And like I just was just a fan of him, and I was a fan of this one friend
Yeah.
that like knew him, so like you know whatever. Like I was a fanboy with
Yeah.
Logan's music. You know what I
Of
mean? Like
course.
that was like my shit. Like I would play him like constantly, and like he lived in Alabama and whatnot, but like. I was putting everybody on Kansas, like, bro, you need to listen to this dude's music, whatnot. But
Mhm.
like I remember one time he was like, I knew that motherfucker relapsed because he was like, bro, you see this tattoo that he has? Now look at my tattoo. Like that's a little suspicious.
Oh, yes.
I was like, okay, bro, like that chest piece is, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
that
you're like,
chest
"Come
piece
on,
is
bro."
really common.
Yeah.
Like go to bed.
Yeah, I used to.
God damn.
Oh, I remember doing that stuff, like getting paranoid about like the dumbest shit. I'm like, "Oh, my neighbor stole my plant. I used to have a plant just like that like 3 years ago." I'm like, "That's where it went." I'm like, "Okay, come on."
Like okay, bitch. Like be fucking for real. You
Yeah.
know. I don't know. Like for me, for like my rock bottom, like you're talking about having to go through like rock bottom, in
Mhm.
Topeka, like that's obviously where like I lived most of my life. You know,
Yeah.
we all went to this place called the Booby Trap. It's like the barley corn of Wichita, like of Topeka. Like barley corn's like this little bar slash venue and whatnot.
Mhm.
You know, in Topeka, but like majority meth heads. I like to call it like the meth head bar.
Yeah.
You know, but like I was already pre gaming really hard, you know, already, and I was clean off of coke for like almost a year. But that night, some people had it, and I was like, "Well, don't mind if I do," you know.
Right?
Like
Mhm.
it's like a little treat, or you know what they said in that fucking meme. Like it's like a reward,
Yep.
you know.
It's like that
And
time when you're like, "Oh, I've been sober 30 days. I can do it once as a reward." Like, I've been so
exactly,
good.
I was like, "I got this. Fuck you, motherfucker. I can do it." But then so that was a fucking bad idea
Of course.
because like doing like one, I was like, okay, well we should make it bigger this time. You see
Mhm.
what I'm putting down? And they're like, fuck yeah,
Yep.
and just kept on doing it. And I was already fucking off my ass off like a four loco, and like multiple shots, whatever everybody else is bringing,
Mhm.
and I'm in the fucking parking lot. Like, I have 2001, my birthday, on my stomach,
Yeah.
and I was like telling everybody loud as fuck. I was like, wouldn't it be cool if I get George W. Bush on one side and, Osama bin Laden on the other side? Like, imagine that. And they're like, Cody, bro, like, you need to be quiet.
Mhm.
And then apparently, like, I was screaming, like, oh, fuck, what was I saying? I was saying something fucking outrageous that I was screaming fucking, I was screaming out loud, ISIS gang.
Of course, yeah, as
And I
one
wasn't,
does.
I wasn't even, like, trying to be like that, because I was really into this one rapper named, PBG Casper.
Oh yeah.
And he has a song with what's his name? Baby Go Yard.
Mhm.
And there's like, yeah, shout out ISIS gang, and that's what I was just like referring to. And they're like, Cody Brush, like, you need to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And
That's
I
when
was
you
like,
know it's
nah,
bad.
dude.
When everyone else that's fucked up around you is like, actually, maybe you should shut the fuck up.
Oh, dude, and I was like, fucking, exactly. Like, I was like, there's like some old TVs there, probably were working pretty good, but I guess the bar didn't want them. Some fucking, person who needed a TV could have had them, but I was like, fuck that. And I just started smashing them. And they're like,
Mhm.
okay, let's just go inside.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? I'm not done with my cigarette?
Mhm.
And then, so apparently, I had a couple more shots inside the bar. And then I asked somebody, like, hey, if you give me $20, I'll fucking drink the liquor mat.
Oh god.
And I did it. I got my $20. But the bartender was like, hey, you shouldn't have done that. I just sprayed some of like the cleaning shit
Oh yeah.
on there to clean it, and I was like, you could seize up, and it's not the proudest moment,
Yeah.
but also at the same time, I don't care. Like
Mhm.
now thinking about it, because I'm like I shouldn't have said it, but I shouldn't like they shouldn't have freaked out that bad. That's still
Yeah.
like the addict side of me, where like, oh, they're just overreacting. But I was like, what? Seize up like Cameron Boyce,
Oh god.
thinking like I did something. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, haha, it's so funny. But she was like, that's really offensive. And then obviously me being triggered because I'm like, you didn't laugh at my joke.
Yeah,
Like, what the
exactly.
fuck? And I'm thinking like, what the fuck are you complaining about? Like, you didn't know them, blah 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 blah.
Mhm.
And I wasn't served anymore. How come?
Of
Because
course.
I also kept on saying like, because like the bartenders, they were able to play all their music they wanted, and I was getting tired of listening to fucking Suicide Boys the whole fucking night. And I was like, you know what you should do? You should put on Young Lean, just like being obnoxious and everything.
Yeah.
And then I started to like, I did some more coke, and then the come down just came. It was something. All right, like
Mhm.
obviously, like and I was just in the fucking back parking lot, just fucking crying, 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 crying. And I like was finally confessing to my friends, like
Yeah.
obviously being like in depression. Like
Yeah. That's
I
when it
I have
hits you
I
like
had
why you're
multiple,
doing
yeah.
everything.
Like I was just like crying to my friends, and I was telling them like, bro, like, but I just told them, I was like, dude, like I don't want to be this way. I'm
Mhm.
tired of being the party person, because that's what people know me as,
Yeah.
you know,
And the
and they
party
wanted to
person
have a
is
good,
usually like you want the attention on you just because it's you want to take away from like the grief. You want people to look at you as like the fun party person and not like, are you okay?
yeah, it's like that's what I wanted. Like I wanted people to see me like, oh, we have a party. Oh, we have to invite Cody. You
Mhm.
know, like I fucking jumped out a little balcony just to fucking on
Yeah.
some jackass shit into the bushes.
Yeah. I've been there.
Just to show that like, oh, I'm so fucking cool.
Mhm.
I'm the party person. You know what I mean? Like it worked, but at what cost? You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
But like I just remember like telling them like I'm sick of being this way. I'm sick of everything. I'm sick of having this persona. I'm sick of you guys. Like,
Mhm.
and for some of them I didn't mean it, but there's maybe like one or two of them I was like, get the fuck out of my face. Cause like I wasn't sober when I was crying, obviously, because I was so drunk, but like, like out of body experience, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where like you're conscious, but like it's just your brain just telling like physically like you're there, but you're like fuck, I don't know,
No, I know
like how
what
to
you
get it
mean.
out, like
I know what you
yeah,
mean. There's always like that moment when the real part of you, like all that grief and the depression comes out and you don't want it to because you're still trying to cling to like I want to be numb, I don't want to think about it, but you've done it for so long that it just kind of like takes over you and like you don't want to talk about it, you don't want to let it out, but it kind of just forces itself. And I always call it like the Hail Mary moment where your mind and your body is like trying to save you, and even if you don't want to, it's like, pushing the this is the last offense, trying to be like, hey, maybe, if you let it out and someone sees, then like you can get help.
yeah. And then like after that, like I went to rehab out in LA because Topeka they just didn't have any beds available. And then I fucked up because I was that typical rehab relationship, you know?
Yeah. Oh my God, I've
You
been there.
went to KC with them, and then they cheated on me, and then that's when I relapsed again. But moving back in with my dad, that's when I kind of had to really like. I think that was like my big rock bottom,
Yeah.
like relapsing after rehab,
Yeah.
and then relapsing because of a woman or like a
Oh
partner.
yeah.
Like I mean, like, are you fucking for real now, right now, Cody? Like, what the fuck? And then also like moving back into my dad's, I was like, this is like, I'm supposed to be like, supposed to be out of here. I'm supposed to be good. I'm supposed to have my shit together because I went to rehab. But look at me now, like I'm coming home drunk. I'm fucking taking the whole fucking little packet of gabapents that rehab sends you. That's like the push
Yeah.
gum.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like taking that because like it gives you the same high as Xanax, but
Mhm.
it's free, so you're taking fucking 10 of them,
Yeah.
or like that anxiety medication that's also like a blood thinner.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's not gonna do shit, but you're so fucking sick in the head
Mhm. You're just gonna take
that you're
anything to see
taking
what
it.
it does.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I don't know. Back to what like you saying like a 180, like moving out here, I think what really made me go to a 180, like I met cool ass people, you know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
met Riot, obviously. I met CJ, and CJ was like one of my first friends here. I think that's like what like the turning point of it was like just meeting people.
Yeah, I think it's once you realize that, I mean, that's why whenever Rye was like she really wants me to move out there just to like get away, like I've been in Tucson my entire life, and coming back here I definitely have, like, back to my mom's house, I definitely have had time to focus back on myself. Um but I do need to get out and like see who else I can be. But
Yeah,
it's finding people that have the same experiences that you have, like I can talk to a lot of people on their grief about like losing their husband, but I haven't met anybody that, has been through grief and then like addiction. And
yeah,
that's why whenever I was talking about it, I was like, this is the things we should talk about. She had somebody, like she's met people, and we were able to talk, and like, we've had the same experiences, and even if our grief is so different, it's not. And I think
grief
that's,
is grief,
yeah, it's all
you
about,
know.
there's so many parallels in addiction that I think that's what helps people stay sober is just the community. Like you have the same stories and like war stories, about like, oh, I did this, but then it's also my 180 was this, like you moved into your dad's and like, oh, this is not what I want to do. And like once I moved in here and like was able to stabilize, I was like, oh, this is not what I want to do, like you have the
Yeah,
same ways of getting better and um staying sober, which is really what's going to help everybody, is just
yeah.
yeah, the people.
I mean, that's why like I'm not scared to like talk about it. Like I'm not scared to like
Yeah.
admit my horror stories, just because like someone's dog died, it can affect the same way. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like as
absolutely.
my
Yeah.
mom died. And then because I'm talking about this now, I just like hope that like someone to be like, oh, it is gonna get better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I absolutely like I'm able to talk about it without crying or also just like think of the good things and like oh I can have a conversation in the worst parts of it and not feel like I want to go back or like not let it consume me.
And then it's really important, at least in my opinion, like to talk about like that 180. Like this is my life now.
Oh,
You know,
absolutely.
like my
That's
life right now is like I fucking make more money than I have. You know,
yeah.
I I'm not like drunk at work. You know, because that's very popular in the construction field. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
first construction job I had was concrete, and dude, let me tell you something. I was polishing that concrete, finishing it all, just drunk as fuck.
Mhm.
I'm not that anymore. You know, like I actually have here in Wichita like a lot of good friends. You know, like I'm part of like a group. You know
Yeah. And they all want the same
that it,
thing.
yeah, because of CJ, and honestly, like because of CJ, like I have friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he like entered like he was like the number he was like the first friend that I really made down here.
Mhm.
And because of him, it got me like that confidence to just start like talking to more people. You know, it was like psychologically like, oh, well, he's talking to these people. They fuck with him. He fucks with me. So
Yeah, like you can start talking to them and then they'll be like, "Oh, yeah." Yeah. It just
oh,
takes like
CJ, oh
that.
yeah, he's dope. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. It's like being here now. Like that's my 180. Like I'm
Mhm.
clean. I'm sober. Things that I didn't think I could do. Like really mention it like that, but like I'm part of the hardcore scene here.
Yeah.
You know, and I love that because I never thought I could like a music scene like that with other people. You know, I'm in a band because I'm sober.
Yeah.
You know, I'm really good friends with people because I'm sober. You know, um,
Yeah, I think it takes
what
like
else?
that rock bottom to realize exactly who you are and what you could do
Yeah,
because
of
you're like what
course.
else do I
Yeah,
have to lose? Like either they don't like me or they do. And honestly, who gives a shit if they don't because other people do.
exactly. Like I don't give a fuck now. Like, and
Mhm.
it's also great too because I have that mindset of just like, well, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
You're like
it's like,
I've been through worse.
yeah, exactly. Like I've been like, like I fucking like almost overdosed on fucking coke. Like I think I'm good.
Yeah,
All right,
exactly.
like be fucking for real right now.
Yeah.
You know, and just like I don't know, like my life's a lot more better because I'm sober. Like because I've found inner peace with everything that has happened. You know, with grief,
Yeah.
addiction. You know, like my mom passed away. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Logan passed away. There's still a little part of me that misses like the random text messages.
Mhm.
You know, just like, hey, bro, like, like for instance, like, hey, bro, join my Spotify
Yeah.
jam. You know,
Yeah, like I do
and
miss
like,
the little notes I'll find when I get home, but like I have peace with it. Like, I'll miss coming home and like smelling him when he took a shower, but it's okay.
yeah, like it's fun now. You know, like I'm like obviously like there's some parts like obviously like when you look at my stories on Instagram, like I just be randomly posting Logan. You know,
Yeah. Oh
and it's
yeah.
because I do. It's like I'm still gonna miss him, and I want
Absolutely.
the world to know about him.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
I'll
know,
never
and it's
stop
just like
talking about
that.
Sean.
Exactly, and like that's like I feel like that's low key like our responsibility
Of course.
a little bit. Like it's not our job, but like
I
you
agree.
know, and it's like I got that tattoo
Mhm.
of the Ani mask for him. You know,
Yeah, oh that one's so sick.
dude, I love it. Like I want to get it colored in, but like I don't know. I just feel like it better represents him, and just like I'm okay that he's not suffering anymore. You know?
Yeah, that's how I look at it is like everything is taken away and I still talk to him all the time. Like I still
Yeah,
I maybe I'll accept it one day, but I still think he can hear me and I probably won't ever stop doing that. I probably won't ever stop talking about him, but I'm okay with that. I can't look at his face and talk to him.
Yeah, and like I think that's the beauty because of being sober. Like
Yeah.
I'm dealing with life on life's terms.
Yeah. And
You know,
it's
as much as like I have a love hate relationship with AA, I
everybody
think that's
does.
like one of like the I think that's like one of the most they do have like valuable things
Yeah.
to
I think
to preach and practice.
you just take what you can and you leave the rest. I think that's all what sobriety is. Sobriety is always on your terms, just like
Oh,
grief.
exactly. I don't know, like I'm just like a different person, you know, back to that 180
Yeah.
of it all.
Oh yeah, completely different. I think there's still some parts of me there, but like completely different person. I look at everything differently.
100%.
I live life differently.
Like if I was still drinking, I would probably be like the smallest inconvenience with any of my friend groups. I would have been like, "Fuck you guys," you know, or like
Mhm.
any small like minor inconvenience in my relationship, I would have been like, "Whatever, fuck you."
Yep, I used to do the ghosting and blocking of my friend group, like leave it all the time. And now I'm like, no, let's talk it out. No, oh, you don't want to? Fine, that's okay with me. Like I'm still here if you do. Because like it's not the worst thing. Like it's whatever.
Like it's fun. Like
Yeah.
once you're ready to talk about it, I'm cool with it. Life is shit, but like it's only really shit if you really like look at it.
Thing is, what
Like
is it? Hannah
shit.
Montana. Life is what you make it.
Goddamn right. I was thinking more like the Key and Peele sketch
Oh, yep.
when they're fucking getting tortured. They're like, you know what? I need this. You know, just feel
Oh,
like I'm
absolutely.
what? Like I'm just plugged. Like I'm not plugged into the Matrix anymore.
Well,
But
I
I don't know.
appreciate you so much coming on. I think this was a really good conversation. And
Thank you, and I appreciate you for having me.
yeah, I can't wait to see what else we got coming on here. I'm gonna link the John Goodman YouTube interview that you mentioned on here because it's a really, really good one. And yeah, we have another episode coming out next week on Sunday. I think we have a couple people talking about family life, not them being an addict, but their family being an addict. So we'll get the other side of it. So,
Hell yeah,
so cool. I
nice.
appreciate you, Cody, and we will catch you in the next one. If you or a loved one is struggling with mental health or addiction, please reach out to the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Administration Helpline at 1-800-662-4357 or 988 for the National Crisis and Suicide Helpline, available 24/7. Remember, you are not alone.